Hey, man. All power to the people. Peace and blessings. You already know what it is, man. Hey, we live on the OBSC channel, man. On the Friday night, man. Art and Impact.
On that type of
in the
time.
building,
Blessings. Peace and
we in the
blessings.
building, man. I got my guys with me, squad with me. OG Fleetwood in the building tonight.
OG Fleet.
We got Bowden
Hey.
in the house tonight, along with Brother Bilal.
Brother Bilal in the building.
Brother Bilal.
Let's go.
Hey, man, this is.
So we got the Bowdens in here.
We got the Bowdens in here.
D. Bowden and OG Fleetwood.
Yes, sir. True story.
True story, man. OG, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Let them know what it is and all of the above, man.
Hey, for those who don't know, I'm the only black man that can get a suntan. You understand me? They call me light-skinned Luther. I am a miracle if you ain't never seen one right before your eyes. What I do, I push like a pregnant woman. I am blessed to be sitting here today. I'm honored to be sitting here today with not some baby daddies. I'm sitting here today with some fathers, you know, my friends, my partners, my brothers, man. You know, I've been blessed to let my pen bleed, you know, through rhymes, through films, through music, man, and through books. So, you know, I'm just here to share the wisdom. I'm doing what I love to do, man, at an elderly part of my life. So it's only right that I share my wisdom. They say game meant to be sold, not told. That's old. Game meant to be shared because we can. So here I is to give it to you.
Man, appreciate it. Through big bro. You already know what it is, man. We've been leaking for a few years now. Go ahead and kick it off.
And as Crondo mentioned, man, you tuned in right now to Art and Impact. And the main purpose behind doing this podcast is for individuals to bring their art and show how it impacts the community in a positive way, because there's so much negative. There's such a negative narrative when it comes to our art most of the time, and specifically when we're talking about hip hop, or we're talking about just the knowledge in the game that comes from the streets. And this is an opportunity to show how that can impact you in a positive way. So again, we got OG Fleetwood in here. We're gonna start from the beginning and tell them about where it all started from. Man, how you got started initially with music.
Okay.
But then we also gonna jump into the books and the film and all of the activism and all of the things that you do.
Yes, sir.
Just tell us about how you even got started with music.
Well, the first time I heard a hip hop song was King Tim III, and then I heard Christmas Rap by Curtis Blow, and then I heard Run DMC, and I sprung. You know, then the message came. I was sprung. You know, I grew up in San Francisco, Oakland, the Bay Area, and Greensboro, North Carolina. So I used to go back and forth my whole life. But when I heard originally hip hop, it was a lot of like 5% language that they was using. And it confused me because I didn't know what God's and earth was and all that. But then I came to my grandma's house in Oakland and I heard Too Short. I said, oh, I can do this, man. Like, I can really do this. He talking, like, I can understand what he's saying. And it's relevant. So, you know, as pain filled my heart and the struggle became part of my life, me writing was my outlet. Because I got the opportunity to look out a lot of windows at a young age by traveling back and forth from Greensboro, North Carolina to the Bay Area. You know, I started doing that at 6 years old. And I would tell my little homies in North Carolina about Cali. And then when I get to Cali, I tell them about North Carolina. You know, so as I began to grow in my adolescent years, you know, I started, you know, listening to Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Rick James, Al Green, and I would start taking my stories and it would be a little piece that was empty. And I would start saying it, like practice my little poems or my little stories to it. And that's where it all began. And I never forgot a teacher told me, she said, like, I can't tell you what an adverb is right now. Sitting right here, I know what a noun or verb is. But she said, you go a great storyteller. Just keep telling your stories. And that's where it all began, me understanding that I was a storyteller and I loved the music. See, I'm not a rapper, I'm a soul singer. because I listen to soul music. And my mama told me, she said, baby, if you come from your heart, you're going to reach the heart. You come from your soul, you're going to reach somebody's soul. So I always remember that. And that's where it started with me, like listening to King Tim III. That was the first rap song I ever heard in my life. And then Christmas rap with Curtis Blow. Then Run DMC. And then I started, listening to the instrumental pieces.
When did you start? When did you start moving around in the Bay? Like really getting out there, really, you know what I mean, getting into the scene, into the music, and then when did you become like one of them Bay figures?
I could say I really started moving around in the Bay musically when crack came and I went to jail. That's when I met Cool Nut. That's when I met Honest Bob. That's when I met my cousin right here, Val T. For real though. So that was we was the soundtrack to the misery and the sadness that was in the jail cell, And then I would get out. I'm from the dirtiest part of San Francisco, the Tenderloin. So I would go back to the TL, and as we hustling, I'm rhyming on the corners, And then after 8 years of that, my grandmama then put me out of Cali, gave me some money and told me I had to leave. I went to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and that's when I started my first record label. When I left, Let's Get It Started and Life Is Too Short was the two biggest records. While I was in Minneapolis, I went to jail for selling dope. I read in a vibe about a young generation, and the head of that young generation was a dude named JT the Bigger Figure.
Yeah, JT the Bigger Figure, Murder Dog magazine, all that shit. I see where you're going.
And I never knew them dudes. When I left, they was little. So then I got out, and I came out here to see my sister, brought my little homegirl with me. JT took a liking to her, and we said one of the rhymes, and he liked it. He told me to go back and get my ADATs. I went back. I ain't had no money. I had a bunch of dope. Gave a guy 4 rocks. I drove a car. It was stolen. All the way back out here. And that's when I met Messy Marv, Quinn, JT, Self the Guy for D, and Telly Mac. And then we made 50 to the Shady. And that's when I knew I was Bay Area legacy, because I put it down, and they were so blown away that I had drove all the way across country in a stolen car to chase my dream. You feel me? Like, this motherfucker here is body, So that happened, and then JT's studio got broken into. I never forget that, man. I had to go back to the Tenderloin, start hustling, went back to jail, and that's when I met Michael Harry O'Harris. And then I got out, and I was getting older. And that's when I said, man, I gotta reinvent myself. And I always followed O'Shea Jackson, which is Cube. And that's when I wrote my book, Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me. And it changed my whole life because I went from a rapper to an author, and the book blew up and became a national bestseller. Man. And man, I ain't stopped doing. I write every day, man. My pen don't get rusty, trust me. And niggas really ain't funky, they just musty. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
So I gotta ask.
Yes, sir.
So I'm Debo. This my cousin.
Yes, sir.
We met out here.
Yes, sir.
What's so funny is organically how we met was from me doing a comedy show for my other cousin, T Talk Real, our cousin Tia Boat.
Yeah, yes.
She was hosting a comedy show. OG Fleetwood was doing a show. He Bay Area, she Kentucky, I'm Milwaukee.
Right.
The South, West Coast, Midwest, right? But on the flip side of all of that, when I met my cousin OG Fleetwood, when he told me his background, his story on how he pursued hip hop with music, and he was so passionate about it, it just reminded me so much of how passionate I was with moving into the comedy scene.
Right.
And
hey, y'all Bowdens ain't nothing nice.
No, it ain't nothing nice. But cause just meeting him out the gate organically, his story was so inspirational. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he really been doing this, and we got so much in common to where we ain't even talked about it off screen. But just seeing how he was moving, I respected that wholeheartedly because not only has he been passionate about it, he's been very consistent with
Right.
it. Consistency is key in anything that you're doing in entertainment.
No doubt.
What is it that drives you to continue for you to push to be so consistent, even throughout the depths of when we had these little droughts when it comes to hip hop or networking or just working your craft, if that makes sense?
Man, I'm still living off the lessons of Miss Betty. That was my mama. She died in 1979. She told me a lot of things I never forgot.
I say.
And one thing she told me, she said, baby, throw a penny at a window every day you pass that window, and sooner or later it's going to crack. She said, whatever you do, don't stop. Pray and get out the way. So that's been my philosophy my whole life. And my grandmama, she made me go and pick weeds. I was 5 years old. She told me wasn't nothing funny about being broke. So turn that damn Fred Flintstone and Barton Rubber shit off. Come on out here in this garden and pick these weeds. About 3 days later, I'm waking grandma up, 5 o'clock in the morning. Come on, grandma, let's go out to the garden. She let me have a little patch where I could put my watermelon seeds. And I saw the watermelon growing there. You know, my work ethic has never altered since. Like, I don't let nobody outwork me. I don't play that. You know, you're not going to outwork me, man. I don't give a damn who you is. You better not go to sleep, because I don't sleep, you know. And I'm at the point in my life, man, where, you know, the greatest thing ever happened to me was having a child that looked just like my mama. That's Zephaniah Miley Rose Bowden. You know, I ain't seen my mom in about 46 years, man. And we didn't have the best relationship when she died, because I was wild. She ain't with me. My daddy was a heroin kingpin. Chuck Khan was girlfriend. You know, I'm going back and forth from Oakland, Frisco to Greensboro, North Carolina. I seen the Black Panthers in Oakland, and I seen the Ku Klux Klan in Greensboro. So I was wild. And you know, my mom was a Southern Christian woman trying to raise me. And what drives me is just to make my angels proud, man. You know, these holiday seasons, man, I got a lot of angels, man. You know, I miss them, man. I wish they were just here, but they is here, man. But these holidays, they do something to me, man.
Do you feel that those ancestors gave you the creative juices and the power to keep going and shit?
Well, yeah, I know the ancestors with me, and I know they're proud of me, but I know they got more assignments for me to do. You know, I always acknowledge that I love Harry Tubman. Like, Nat Turner been my hero for a long time. You know, Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest men I ever seen in my life. He was like, man, them people ain't did nothing to me, man. Y'all the one over here trying to kill me, man. I'm not going over there. You know, flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Muhammad Ali, man, that was my guy, man. You know, he just made me feel so good as a little boy. Him and Julius Winfield Irving III, Dr. J. You know, so
Dr. J, yeah.
My whole thing is, man, to be a hero to these children, man.
So going into that,
yes, sir.
From the Bay shit to the penitentiary shit, back to the Bay shit, back to the grinding shit. How do you feel? What game would you give to the youngsters that's coming up behind us as far as pursuing their art and pursuing their impact? Like, because it's a whole nother ball game right now, bro. I mean, you hip to it. Well, what would be some advice, some quick advice you would give them?
First thing I tell them is white folks steal too. Yes, they do. And streaming is a goddamn scam. You know, I would tell them to study people who have failed at what you're trying to do and don't do that shit. And then pay attention to people who were successful. I would tell them that you'll never be successful in a damn jail cell, but somebody else will, because they're making a lot of money off your motherfucking ass. I let them know that oatmeal is better than no meal. I let them know that motherfucking
oatmeal is better than no meal?
Yeah.
Y'all out there complaining. Right.
Yeah. All right, I got the question. I know one of your phrases is I'm a father, not a baby daddy.
Yes,
where does that stem from?
Well, I feel as though a child is the best gift that you can ever been given, and any male that run from that responsibility is not a man. You know, a child gives you the opportunity to take on a title That's one of the greatest titles ever. That's a father. You know, my daughter is the best thing ever happened to me because my mama died. It was just me. Whatever I did, I had to deal with the consequences. Now, whatever I do is going to affect my child. You see, so I have to think about it more. My daughter helps me engage with these grown ass children because I have to have patience, you know, with my child. So she prepares me for that. My daughter gives me an opportunity to plan for the future because I'm building her future. You know, I stand on the fact I'm a father. I'm proud of that. I don't like the fact me and her mama don't get along, but I can't do nothing about that. If I ever be with another woman, she gonna be my friend for anything, you know. But I'm not finna be no motherfucking nigga that allow the system to take me away from my children, man. You know, I'm not gonna be somewhere and ain't seen my child my child in 2 or 3 years or 2 or 3 months. You know, I don't care what it take, brother. If you separate all the brothers out there right now, if you're looking at me and you separated from your children because you can't get along with that baby mama, you got to humble yourself, bro. Because the interaction with your child is more important than whatever ego thing going on with you and her, man. You know, and ain't a child in this world has to come here, man. You know, so that's one of the proudest things I can say about myself is I'm a father, and that's one of the reasons I hold my head up when I brush my teeth. A lot of people don't even hold their head up when they brush their teeth because they don't like what they gonna see in the mirror. You know.
And I gotta say that throughout your journey, you've always, because I'm always on the back looking in. Cousin always display being a father, very, very adamant. So I'm gonna ask you this question, and you tell me if you understand. I know you understand.
Yes, sir.
It. A lot of people don't understand it. The question is, do you know what your calling is in life?
I know what my calling is. I've been saved to get the pimp players, the hoes, the thieves, and the dope men who hide his dope on the trees by the leaves and lead them to God. I've been saved to put the medicine in the candy. You know, I've been saved to be a king in front of a princess that one day will be a queen. You know, God brought me back out of retirement because my daughter never understand the true royalty that she is if she don't see her king every day. I was being a good dad, you know, but I wasn't creatively using the gift God gave me to be a light in this world. My daughter came in one day. She's like, "Daddy, why you stop hustling? Fuck me up, man, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so glad and thankful, man, that I'm sitting right here, man. I'm honored. And I ain't taking this for granted, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm 62 years old, bro. I'm pushing. And I'm going to keep pushing like a pregnant woman. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, salute.
Straight up.
Got to.
Yeah, me and Crondo just recently put out an album. It's called Destination Sankofa. So y'all go check that out at the website www.obfconline.com. That's where you hear that album. That's where you can download. That's where you can purchase and support us. But I brought that up to say when doing that album, I realized that like as fathers, sometimes we forget about our art and and the things that we like to do, our passion, and we kind of put that to the side so we can take on fatherhood and our responsibilities. So my question is, how do you manage being a father and being an artist and still striving for your dreams and your passions in this day and age? Because I know it ain't easy. Trust me.
It definitely ain't easy. And the greatest way I manage it is I make her a part of what I'm doing. Like she's my cameraman now.
Yeah.
You know, she holds the camera for me. I keep her in the studio the whole time we've been on the road. When I sell a book, I give her the money. You know, and then I noticed she started taking her little things she had drew at school, and girls would come up, "Well, that's your daughter," and then she'd say, "Yes," and this was what I painted. So I'm giving her the entrepreneur spirit as I do my thing. So I'm grooming her to one day run her own enterprise. I tell her about Sylvia Rome. I tell her about Oprah. I tell her about Queen Latifah. Like I say, "Baby, you're going to be a boss. You're going to be a CEO one day." You know, so this is how I manage my art. And my gift is to groom my daughter in the same lane along the way. You know what I'm saying? That way she's not being deprived as a child. She's just learning lessons that her daddy can give her from what the gift he been given. So that's what it is. I never would force her in this business, but she knows that her dad is gifted, and she knows she gifted. And I tell her every time I drop her off, tell me the three things you are. She says smart, beautiful, and special. And that's something I put into her head. You smart, you beautiful, and you're special. And yeah, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I love how you interact with your daughter, with your entrepreneurship, with your hustle, because we as black folks, we have not incorporated that in our
Right.
culture in the whole.
Right.
We never, this is what the other races do. They incorporate learning about how to financial manage money.
Exactly.
The reason why it's so important to have a good credit score, on why you should work, on why you should invest in this and that, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
We only showed our children how you should work because that's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no depth in it,
Right.
no description in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then we go against what mama and daddy then told us, because we didn't have no clarification, so to speak, in it, if that makes sense.
Right.
So by you interacting with little baby like you do, and you always putting her up on game and stuff, I love that, because you definitely installed that entrepreneurship in her, and her seeing it, because this is the generation where everything is very magnitude, that kids are observant and they're hands on. They watch what you do.
Yeah.
They don't go on what you say, they watching what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she see what you do.
Definitely do.
So action is always going to reciprocate with your word. Action is. So by you interacting and doing that, it just go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, and I love that for you. And I love that you do that with her, because now she sees the overall grind. It don't matter whatever field of work that she will do,
Mm-hmm.
she will know she has the foundation that was installed to her
Mm-hmm.
from her father,
Mm-hmm.
watching how he moved and grew with her. And that's dope.
Yeah.
I feel like we as a culture, we should all elaborate and put that type of mindset into everything we do. Brother Bilal do that, Brother Crondo, and I love them. My brothers from another mother, they do that with the OBFC situation. You know what I'm saying? They don't just talk about it, they walk that walk.
Definitely.
They don't just talk it, they walk it.
Definitely.
And that's living with integrity. You know what I'm saying? Doing what's right when nobody's looking, so to speak.
Yeah, when ain't nobody looking, God always watching.
Always watch. He watch everything we doing. You know what I mean?
When was the time you felt that you hit rock bottom and you had to basically change the game? Like I know you're an author, I know you're an activist, I know you're an artist, I know you're an MC, I know you were ex big time trapper. What do you feel is the combination that brought all those things together as to where you are right now, and how important is that to you?
I think the combination that the glue to what I do is my relationship with God.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that reflects off that glue is my love for my people. Like I know a lot of people that know a lot of people. Only place I don't know nobody is Vermont, Maine. But I got more connections than a extension cord through my community work. Like I feel like a person is a thief.
You can go anywhere.
Yeah, I can go anywhere. I don't need no hotel room. And I feel as though a person is a thief if you're an artist and you go to a community and you go do a workshop, or you don't go visit the youth. I feel as though that's you stealing from that community, because you just came there to do a show and you got some money from them, but you ain't even go reach out to the people.
Yeah.
Right.
The art and the impact.
No, yeah, so yeah, I don't agree with that. My whole thing is I have got more connections by being a Black Panther baby, by loving my people, by fighting against recidivism. I've had a nonprofit 20-something years, Homeboy Hotline. I just changed the name to Positive Change Employment Services. I got more. That's how I met Harry O was in jail. You know what I'm saying? List goes on and on. So I think me not having no love for the government and understanding they the biggest criminals ever and not being ashamed to speak on it has allowed me to maneuver more than anything. Like, that's why I named my clique the Cotton Pickers, because I want them to know that I'm proud of people who didn't work sun up to sundown, man, didn't get paid nothing. Like the slaves didn't quit, and I damn sure ain't, bruh. You feel me? So me loving my people, me understanding that I ain't perfect, only a hypocrite is, me knowing that if I make a mistake, that ain't gonna stop God from loving me, man. Me knowing that the best conversation I'm gonna ever have is a prayer. Me understanding that is what has allowed me to be who I am and I keep bouncing back, bruh. You know, I sold my van in Atlanta after y'all left. I sold my van. It was worth $40,000. It broke down on me. I had $3,000 in the bank, and I tried to get it fixed 3 times, get it towed. They couldn't fix it. Then mechanics didn't want to work on it because the engine was on the inside, you know. And it was either I give my daughter back to her mom's, or either I sell my van. I still had the rims on it, the sound in it. I said, man, come get this damn thing, man. I sold it for $500. You know, I bought 2 Greyhound tickets and left all the furniture in my apartment, everything. I said, man, come on, boo, we're going back home, we're going back to the revolution. I had to get out from down there, man. And it was a turning point in my life because I was gonna give my child back, which I probably would have never got her back. And I had to make a choice of something material that I love. Like I love my van, man. I loved that van, you know. And I sold it $500, man. And I got out of Atlanta and I came across country, calling everybody I knew in the Bay, said, man, I need some help. By the time I got halfway, I was pretty much good. You know, but it took me, I knew it.
Network.
Yeah. And I had worked in every shelter in San Francisco, so I knew I had to go to a family shelter to get back on my feet because I could get some advocacy. Right. That was the easy way to get advocacy. But I wasn't going to go to one in the Tenderloin in my hood because I didn't want my daughter coming out seeing it every day. So God bless me. I got one in North Oakland over there by Cal Berkeley. It was a former dorm or dormitory. It's called Family Matters. And we got in there, man, and then I got the internship at All of Us or None, where I work at now. I'm the in-custody coordinator for the 32 prisons in California. And the first I had to do a year internship. I saved $20,000. Then I got me an apartment, you know what I'm saying, got me a car. And here I sit right now 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? Just because of faith and a mustard seed, you know what I'm saying? So God stripped me of all that material stuff so I could have a new testimony.
Give it up for that, man. That's
God is real.
Ain't no testimony without the test. You feel me? So
that's a true story,
man. That's real spill, man.
Yeah.
Wow. You got
yeah, I do. As we get ready to come to a close, I do want to keep it hip hop.
Yes,
give you an opportunity. Give us your top 5 all time
artists or albums.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's do artists first.
Tupac, Too Short, Scarface, Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy.
Fred the Godson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't expect that.
All right. What about albums?
Top albums. Straight Outta Compton. Life is Too Short. Death Certificate.
Yeah.
Soul Food.
Both of those on mine.
That Public Enemy album.
Takes a Nation.
That Takes a Nation. My mama died. I listened to Guess Who for a whole year. I told Cujo that when I met him. My mom died. I was 17. I'm about to go crazy. You know.
Well, okay. So when we talking about hip hop, there's gonna be artists that come and they have something to say.
Yeah.
Me, my personal journey, I picked up the revolutionary spirit later on into my rap career.
Yeah.
How important do you think that is when you're in your hip hop journey? That revolutionary spirit, and I'm talking about disconnecting from the system and just being a rebel with a cause.
Well, if you're not a rebel with a cause, you full of shit like some baby draws. Because this whole system is based on the devil, and you're not gonna last. Famous words of my partner Chopper, Mac Minster, who's doing 4 life sentences right now in Vegas. He said it best. These niggas will sell their soul, their booty hole, and still won't go gold. So if you're not revolutionary and got something to stand on, Hollywood gonna trick your motherfucking ass every time. You know, they're gonna fool you because you don't have no purpose to your plan. You just want to be a star. You're not trying to uplift the youth. You're not trying to change the conditions in the community or nothing. You know, you just a puppet, letting a string guide you. You're a
Right.
sucker. And me, I'm a professional sucker ducker. You see? And they know what it is with me, man. You know? If I touch one youth, that one youth can change the whole world. So that's what I'm out to do, man.
I feel the same way. We're gonna go ahead and close it out, but I do want to give you an opportunity to say a couple last words. You got anything to say to the people, to the youth, to the families, to the fathers, to the women?
Hey, man, show me your friends, and I'm going to show you your future. To all my sisters, if you don't cook and you don't clean, I don't know how you're going to define yourself as a queen. Because I'm going to cut the motherfucking grass. I'm going to take the garbage out. You understand me? And last but not least, stay close to God.
Facts.
And what you want won't be far from you. Ain't nobody perfect but a hypocrite. Nobody fill out an application to come to the ghetto. God know that. He said, believe him a little bit. How the faithful for mustard seed. And never forget it was a hoe, Mary Magdalene, who wiped on Jesus' feet. You see? We're not here to judge nobody. We're here to love everybody. Like the song say, I'm just a nobody, here to tell everybody about somebody or save anybody. I love y'all more than butter love rice. I say it twice. It's that nice. OBFC for life.
Come on.
Hey, already, man. Hey, peace and blessings, man.
Peace
hey,
and
we
blessings.
appreciate you, big dog.
Yes, sir.
For sure, for sure.
49ers gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
Bird game.